All right, here's our Edmonton Bureau Chief, Ryan Rishaug. Ryan, what can you tell us about the way Connor McDavid's deal came together the night before the start of the season? And how much are you going to miss asking Connor questions about his contract?
Yes, Jay. One more day of contract questions for Connor McDavid, at least for the next 2 or 3 years. We shall see. Look, it was no guarantee here, Jay, that this thing was going to get across the finish line before the start of the season. And quite frankly, this season at all, this is something they had really taken their time with. So the way this went down is middle of last week, Judd Moldaver of Wasserman, his agent, and Connor McDavid came to the determination that if they were signing a deal here in Edmonton, it would be 2 years and it would be $12.5 million. That was the sweet spot between number of years he was willing to commit to the project for now and a dollar figure that would allow them to try and get over that hump and win that Stanley Cup. So then it became, do you want to do it? And that's what has been mulled over for the last number of days. And as recently as Sunday, still wasn't a final decision made. Well, Monday morning, Judd Moldaver woke up and talked to McDavid, and he greenlit the deal. So Moldaver calls the Oilers and says it's 2 years and it's $12.5 million. And Jay, that is the first time in this entire process that a specific dollar figure had even been mentioned. So if you're Stan Bowman and Jeff Jackson and the Oilers and you're sitting there negotiating, if it's that, with the best player in the world, it could be 15, 16, 17, who knows? And the first number they spit out is 12.5. You better believe it got done quickly after that. So quite the deal here for McDavid.
And let's talk about that contract, Ryan. Obviously, it sends shockwaves across the league. You would assume that would have a ripple effect in terms of future contracts signed by superstar players. McDavid's the best player in the world. He could have signed for any amount he wanted. As you pointed out, he gave the Oilers a friendly deal. What do you read into the term and the dollar figure?
Well, let's start with the dollar figure, Jay. I think that speaks for itself, right? I mean, we all know that Connor McDavid could have asked for basically any number that the CBA allowed for, and the Oilers would have done it. But that's not the direction he went here, right? So he has said from the very start that winning is his number one priority. He made that very clear at the end of last season. When he arrived back in town here, when I interviewed him, he kept saying winning is number one. Well, $12.5 million, no raise on his last NHL deal. That's putting his money where his mouth is. And so McDavid showing a level of commitment that I don't know if we've ever seen in terms of making the financial commitment to the organization to put winning first. And so that's why the number is what it is. The term, on the other hand, is a little bit different, right? We see star players, Leon Draisaitl, get those 8-year deals done, those max deals, and it gives them security over the long haul. But again, it tracks. If McDavid's number one priority is winning, the Oilers are going to be really good this year. They've got a good core for the next couple of years. What's it going to look like past that? Well, 2 years was the comfort zone for McDavid to take a look-see at what this was going to look like moving forward before he's willing to put his name on a long-term extension. So, Jay, dollar figure, I can understand why. Term, it's a look-see opportunity for McDavid over the next couple of years. And whether McDavid ends up being an Oiler for the rest of his career long-term or not, no one's ever going to be able to say he didn't do everything he could to try and make it work and win in Edmonton. Not after this deal, Jay.
That's for sure, Ryan. The Oilers open their season Wednesday against the Flames. This is our Edmonton Bureau Chief, Ryan Rishaug.